Mr. YouTube man, why in the seven hells would you pick up the Kuva Nukor again? I'm fairly sure I am. You made a video about it not too long ago. That's kind of how you sound in my head, by the way. And yes, we did indeed cover the Kuva Nukor not too long ago. I made a video about it in August. But you see, things have changed, or rather, some things have been added. You see, one of the things about the Kuva Nukor is that it has a 5x base crit multiplier. So if you can make it crit, it will crit really hard. The problem is making it crit, because the base crit chance is unfortunately only 7%. Now, the OG way of making the Nukor's crit was to simply stack flat crit chance bonuses or final crit chance bonuses, things like Arcane Avenger, Cat's Eye, running it on Harrow or using Citrine, that kind of stuff. But with the release of 1999, we got a new arcane called Secondary Enervate, which by the way is cheap as chips. You can get a fully ranked one for about 90 platinum at the moment, which gives your secondary weapons a stacking base crit chance bonus that just keeps going up and up and up until you orange crit an X number of times. This makes it perfect for the Kuva Nukor, which by the way is a lich weapon, so the only way to get it is by vanquishing a lich that's wielding it. Now for the valence bonus, if you want to follow my build, your best bet is going to be getting either electricity, toxin, cold or heat. Any of them will do. Though heat or cold are going to be slightly better. So let's give it a shot, shall we? If we can make this crit reliably, it's going to be kind of nuts because the base crit multi here is 5x. So let's get the arcane on here. Is it going to be the last one I check? Of course it is. There it is. Secondary Enervate. Now I'm not entirely sure how this works. On hit, increase crit chance by 10% and then resets after 6 big crits, which according to this is orange crit. I'm not entirely sure how this works. Like, I thought this would just give me a 17% crit chance, like base. We need to run Hornet Strike because we don't have any other source of base damage, so we could use Galvanized Shot, I guess. Let's also get Galvanized Diffusion in here. I really don't want to run Crosshairs with this. I don't want to aim down sights, so I guess we try Primed Pistol Gambit and see how this actually works. Let's go to the Simulacrum and test it. I'm gonna take out Avenger because I want to see if this is viable on its own. Moment of truth. What? Oh, I'm stupid. I'm so dumb. I swear to God, sometimes I genuinely believe I have the IQ of a paper airplane, so it keeps stacking up and up and up until you get the orange crits and then it resets. That makes way more sense. I thought it would just give you the like 10% base crit chance. That would be it. I guess we just focus on crit damage since we don't need crit chance. Man, that's gonna be really strong. There are so many options. My god. Let me think for a second. I need to figure out what we want to do here. I think Blast is going to be the way to go because of the chaining beam, so it's going to cross-proc the Blast. Yeah, Corrosive and Blast makes a lot of sense. We lose some status by not running Jolt, but it's a lot of extra damage. Another multiplier, plus a nice chunk of reload speed as well, which is always nice. Yeah, we can top it off with Galvanized Shot. Sure, why not? Hi, Mr. Editor Man here. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Whenever I record stuff for a video, I always organize the files so that they're easier to edit. And I always put in a short description of what's going on in the footage. And this file is called 6-oh no, that's dumb. I think we'll actually get more blast by simply running Prime Heated Charge instead of Scorch. This will give us more base damage and it will tilt the damage more towards blast, so even though we lose status, we are more likely to proc blast than corrosive and radiation. It would be kind of nice to get more crit damage. We could maybe run this instead of Hornet Strike and just rely on Galvanized Shot for base damage, but I don't think we're gonna do that yet. Let's instead add, what is it called? A Ruinous Extension, that's what it's called, for a bigger beam. Look at my beam, bro, so big. Let's also add Herald into this Insanity, make sure it's on Vital Electricity, good stuff. You know what, I'm gonna Nourish as well, because why not? Oh my, I mean, this is so crazy! This is an AoE weapon with an AoE setup, and it just deletes 190 Steel Path, and the way it works is so satisfying as well. Let's try some other factions. Murmur, sure, why not? Oh my god, that is insane. What the hell, dude? That's crazy. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the go-to setup on Nukors now. Oh man, it feels so good to be able to run around the 1999 tile sets with buttery smooth FPS. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I deliberately went for one of the higher level bounties. I think this one was around level 205. The enemies are somewhere around that level, and it is absolutely deleting everything from both factions. This is a tech rod bounty as well. This is some mighty fine performance, if I may say so myself, my dudes and dudettes. Absolutely devilish. Good God. Like, even the vehicles aren't safe. Look at this. Sheesh. Ooh, one of the fat guys. Show me. Oh, that's good. These guys are notoriously tanky. That was well good. That was a really fast exterminate as well. That must have been like 5-ish. Yep, 5 minutes. Yeah, as I've said, I think this is going to be the go-to setup on Nukors. It's very, very good. But it's not going to work on every weapon, which is why I think the arcane is so cheap. Might be easy to get as well. I don't know. I haven't really looked into it, but I think the reason why it's so cheap is because on some weapons, it's not going to do an awful lot, if anything at all. Like on some weapons, it might not do a damn thing, but here it's perfect. What are some other secondaries that would be really good with this? I can't think of any right now off the top of my head, but there have to be some. If you can think of some, just let me know in the comments. Yeah, this is just terrific. I can't think of a bad thing to say about this. It's just all good. There are like no downsides to this. It's perfect. I mean, if you pair this up with the chucker setup from the previous video, you would have an absolutely godlike setup. You would have this, which clears really, really well against all factions, and then you would have the chucker for insane one-shots. So, here's the final setup for the Kuva Nukor. We have Hornet Strike for base damage, Galvanized Diffusion for status chance and condition overload, Vista Elementalist for status damage, Galvanized Diffusion for multi-shot, Prime Target Cracker for crit damage, Primed Convulsion, Prime Heated Charge, and Frostbite, which, if you have a Toxin-based Kuva Nukor, will give you Corrosive and Blast. And we top it off with either Ruinous Extension for more range or ammo imitation if you're having ammo issues, as well as secondary Enervate, which takes care of all our crit chance. Now, if you don't have a Toxin-based Kua Nukor, you're gonna have to finagle the elements around so that you get Corrosive and Blast. And just in case you have like a Magnetic-based Kuva Nukor, simply take out Hornet Strike and put the final element there. I would also highly recommend you run a priming pet. I was using Good Boy Harold with Batoten that was modded for Vital and Electricity. This is a wild setup that does really good damage and doesn't require anything else. It just works on its own, which is always a nice bonus. One thing I did not mention throughout the video, somehow, is that it has basically no ramp up whatsoever. Yes, the weapon does get stronger after a few kills, but it doesn't require kills to do the majority of its damage, so you simply get into a mission, pull the trigger, and you're good to go. This is something that people sometimes overlook, but bad ramp up can straight up kill a weapon. Like, good luck trying to get 3 headshot kills to ramp up your deadhead if you get paired up with squad mates that AoE everything down before you can aim down sights. So on top of it being really good and fun and easy to use, it also doesn't have ramp up, so you can use it in essentially any scenario against any faction. So yes, I absolutely recommend you give this a shot. And as always guys, I thank you very much for watching and I hope you've enjoyed the video. Then I would also like to extend a special thank you to all the channel members. Thank you very much guys, I really appreciate your support, it means a lot to me. And I'll see you next time, bye bye.